Shalom Akim, Yabba Shimon Shai Barakatam, Ba Shomer Kwakudash, the brother Nashir, with another impromptu video, just to edify the sincere Akim doing the work of Yabba Shimon Shai without hesitation, because Akim know we're on the last days, and things are going to get tougher, but nonetheless, we still have to look at the lessons, as per the history of Jake, spread out throughout the four corners of the earth. Because, the Most High put that curse heavy on Jake, to be at the bottom of the barrel. And, only the Most High can get him out of it. So I'm going to read Psalm chapter 44. I'm going to start from verse 11. It says, Thou hast given us like sheep appointed for meat, and hast scattered us among the heathen. All right, so, the heathen have been living large off the back of Jake, throughout the four corners of the earth. And that's also evident here in America. You see how the heathens, they have made so much of a fortune. They've accumulated so much wealth, by conducting business in Jake's neighborhood. Whether it's the Arabs, whether it's the Hamites, the Elam, the Amalekites, Edom, the Moabites. It's evident, So verse 12 says, Thou sellest thy people for naught, and dost not increase thy wealth by their price. So the Most High brought Jake low, so only value Jake is going to have is whatever value the Most High has set for Jake in this society. Alright? Thou makest us a reproach to our neighbors, and a scorn and a derision to them that are round about us. So Jake is always going to be used as an excuse, man, for Esau to make certain decisions. Alright? So that's the way the Most High set it up, man. Jake has just become a proverb and a byword. So it's not going to change until the Most High start to wake Jake up, to who they are spiritually as Israelites. Alright? Once they receive Yahushua as their Lord and Savior, and get ready to do the work. Thou makest us a byword among the heathen, a shaking of the head among the people. Alright, so that's Psalms chapter 44. I read from verse 11 all the way to verse 14. I'm going to play this video real quick.
People started to come over, and then the people found that they think that they're coming to take their jobs. So then it started to change, gradually it to change, and then it get out of hand.
Colored people, if you ask me, after the experiences I've had of them, I've had my belly full of them, I can tell you. If you ask me what should be done with them, I'll tell you now. You can get them all out of the country, and as soon as you can get them out, the better I'll be pleased. I'll tell you that.
And this is from England, way back, decades ago, So you can imagine this sentiment never went anywhere. It just transformed itself, transformed itself into a different vibration. But still there, it's stronger, subtle. But the Most High was the one that let it happen. So only the Most High is the one that could take it out of the way.
They're a nuisance when you've got to walk past them in the streets. They won't move. They're a nuisance at work. They won't work. And for folks who got them living by them, they're a more nuisance still.
Well, I think it's pretty awful. I think they should live in a district all to themselves, because I've got to bring this little boy up amongst them, and they're not clean, and the smell of the cooking makes you feel sick. You get the smell of the cooking upstairs in the bedrooms.
That's fucked up. I just gotta laugh. But Musa has a sense of humor. Made Jacob proverb and a byword. But at the end of it, it's like, well, I mean, the Musa wasn't lying that we're gonna become a proverb and a byword. And then, with the butt of the jokes of this heathen. But there's, you can't help but laugh. But it's a sorrowful, adventure. But for the men of the Lord, we understand this is exactly what we have to go through.
And then they spit it out and use the entry as the toilet.
In the late 50s and early 60s, many people felt they were forced to make a choice about how to deal with racism. This was in the...
Yep. So I can see all this, it's all recycled. Esau set up all these agenda, pressure from above and pressure from below, just to cause a so-called, social change. They call social engineering. So that's exactly what Esau's been up to. So when you have the English Defense League, the EDL, it's all a front, for the elites, make America great again. It's all a front, all this Black Lives Matter, Antifa, Patriots Prayer. It's just the elites, juggling the minds of the people. And that's exactly, how the game is played. They use folks as cannon fodder, pawns in the game. So, it's all recycled strategies. A new generation comes along, they become, pawns on the chessboard.
Face of growing white support for neo-Nazi groups.
And you see, the issue of immigration is a hot topic. You see how the Benjamites from the West Indies and the Caribbean, they brought them into England, for an agenda. And then, you see how the divide the people, the people get pissed off, they make their blood boil. And then before you know it, they start pushing all those policies and legislations,
At the time of the 1964 general election, race was high on the political agenda yet again. Tension grew and racial attacks increased.
If somebody didn't tell me about the fire the other night, and I come down, I could get killed. Lots more would get killed. My revenge is a high for a high.
We must fight the Nignot, and we must fight the Jew that is behind this race mixing.
You see that? That's the so-called Klansmen, man. So all these incidents, we're seeing is all rehashed, it's all recycled. The Amalekites are always the ones behind it. This is a video from the past. So nothing much has changed. Still, the Amalekite run the show, pulling the strings of society, the strings of power. They can't deny it. They can't say it's anti-Semitic because they're always the one that want to be in key positions of protest. Making things happen. They're the ones we call the movers and the shakers of society.
The Jew is, or I will try to put it a better way, the nigger is only a political football.
Yeah, so that's where it is, man. Same thing with the Northern Kingdom. They've been pushed, into America, by destabilizing that country. You got agents here and there. So, these so-called hit groups on the FBI's terror list, terror watch list, they know exactly who the hell is causing the problem. Even the FBI knows about it, but they can't do anything about the so-called Jews because, they're so-called protected, so it's messed up. That's the way the Mosai set it up. The Amalekites are the ones in the key positions, whether the Department of Justice, the FBI, they got connections everywhere. So the Mosai put them in those locations, man, in those in those seats of authority, to let prophecy happen, man. And everything's going according to the plan of Yabashima Shai, so there's nothing I can do to change it, just gotta pray and hope, that in Yabashima Shai, Bashim Kwakadash, that the Akim out there doing the work of the Lord, make it out of this mess, man. Got the movie The Purge just came out, brothers haven't seen it yet, but some more brothers have seen it. So we know exactly what's going on, with all the protests and all the uprisings around the world. Folks are just being jimmied left and right. Propaganda being spread falsely. Fake news here and there, false flag attacks. So it's all a stage, It's all a stage, and then you have the directors got to make sure all the players play their role to a T. So with that being said, Kahalaya Bashima Shaba Shimmer Kwakodash, double honors and salutations to the elders and apostles of a great millstone who do the work of Yabashima Shai with all sincerity. The Akim, stay faithful, keep up a good fight of faith. It's going to be an uphill battle. It's a spiritual journey, so just stay faithful in Yabashim Shai. Shalom.